In the beginning, the war was not with flesh. It was not with fire or sword. It was a war of thrones, of wills, of covenants older than creation itself. Before the stars were sewn into the tapestry of the heavens, before Adam drew his first breath from the dust of the earth, there existed an order, divine, unbreakable, and terrifying in its perfection. And in that order, Lucifer stood not as a monster, but as the morning star, the most radiant of all created beings. Ezekiel 28 calls him the seal of perfection, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. He walked on the holy mount of God and was blameless, until iniquity was found in him. But here is the mystery. Why, after his rebellion, after deceiving a third of heaven's hosts, after dragging mankind into millennia of bloodshed and ruin, why does God not simply destroy him? Why does the Almighty, who parted seas, who turned cities to ash, who commands legions of angels, allow this one adversary, this ancient serpent, to persist? Why does he not end it? The answer is older than time. You see, to understand why Satan still breathes spiritually is to understand the ancient framework of divine justice. God is not just a creator. He is a judge, a king, a covenant keeper, and in his nature, he cannot deny himself. When Lucifer fell, it was not simply treason. It was the breaking of eternal protocol. But there is something most forget. Satan was not a man. He was a cherub, not of flesh and blood, but of celestial essence. Hebrews 1-7 says, "He makes his angels spirits, and his ministers a flame of fire." They are not mortals to be judged and recycled like clay. They are immortal intelligences, sealed with divine breath. They were made to exist in eternity, and eternity has no end. This is the first truth. God cannot kill what was made to be eternal, not because he lacks power, but because he established a law that governs his universe, and he himself submits to it. Psalm 138:2 says, "You have magnified your word above all your name." In other words, God's very word, his decree, is higher even than his name. Once spoken, it becomes unchangeable. When he created angelic beings with eternal purpose, with immortal frames, he declared their nature. To unmake them would be to unmake his word. And God does not lie. God does not retract. He may cast down, he may bind, he may judge, but he does not destroy what he created as indestructible. Not yet. This is the torment of the fallen ones, to exist forever, but outside of the presence of the one they once adored, to live without light, to burn with rage, to devour, deceive, and destroy, not for power, but because they are dying without death. The book of Job offers a chilling glimpse into this cosmic legality. In Job 1, Satan walks into the courts of heaven, freely, boldly, not as a criminal in chains, but as an accuser, as a prosecuting spirit. And the Lord speaks to him, not to crush him, but to question him. From where do you come? Why? Because Satan still holds a role, not a holy one, not an honored one, but a legal one. He is the accuser of the brethren. He is the tester, the tempter, the adversary, not by God's desire, but by his allowance. God permits, because the time of judgment has not yet come. The court is still in session. The final verdict has not been carried out. This is the second truth. Satan exists because the heavenly courtroom is still open, and in the court of God, justice is never rushed. It is perfect. It is terrifyingly patient. There is a prison beneath the earth, a realm of shadow and silence, a place where angels scream and time does not move. To Peter 2-4 whispers of it, "For if God did not spare angels when they sinned, but sent them to hell, putting them in chains of darkness to be held for judgment." And Jude 1-6 reveals a secret few dare to speak, the angels who did not keep their proper domain. He is kept in eternal chains under darkness for the great day. This place is Tartarus, a word used only once in all of Scripture, a prison deeper than Sheol, darker than death. Some fallen angels, not all, were cast there. The watchers of Genesis 6, the ones who descended, who broke ranks, who corrupted flesh and blood by sleeping with the daughters of men. These are chained, but Lucifer, no chains hold him. Satan walks free. He is not in Tartarus. He is not in chains. He is here. Why, then, does the chief of rebels walk among us while others rot in the abyss? Because again, this is not about punishment, not yet. This is about roles, about cosmic timing, about a story still unfolding. Satan is not merely a villain. He is a character written into the script. He has purpose, not redemptive, not holy, but strategic. The Bible calls him the God of this world. Jesus himself said, "Now is the judgment of this world. Now will the ruler of this world be cast out," implying that his reign still lingers. Revelation 12:12 declares, "Woe to the earth and the sea, for the devil has come down to you in great wrath, because he knows that his time is short." His time, his season, his appointed span of chaos. He is not free forever, but for now, he reigns. And this is the mystery that haunts the saints. Why does God allow it? Why let Satan ruin marriages, poison governments, infect churches, seduce children? Why the silence? Why the delay? Because God is not hurried. He is not reactionary. He is writing a story of justice so absolute, so undeniable, that when the final sentence is pronounced, no one, not angel, demon, or man, will be able to contest it. God is allowing every accusation, every temptation, every lie, every war, every wound, because all of it will be used in court. Every file is being recorded. Every action has become evidence. Satan is not just the adversary. He is the accuser, and God is letting him build his case, because when the final gavel falls, there will be no appeal. But here lies the third truth. Satan and the fallen angels are not spared. They are being reserved not for death was made for mortals, but for something worse. Matthew 25 minutes and 41 seconds declares that the lake of fire was prepared, not for humans, but for the devil and his angels. It is not annihilation. It is eternal exile, a second eternity, separated from God, burning not with flames of sulfur, but with the judgment of divine absence. Satan will not be erased. He will be eternally witnessed, a living monument to what happens when perfection turns against its creator. He will exist forever as a reminder. Until then, the clock bleeds time. Every second ticks toward a day no one can escape. The fallen angels, they know it. The demons cried out to Jesus in Luke 8:28, "Have you come to torment us before the appointed time?" They know, they fear, they wait. Even they understand that judgment is not optional, only delayed. He once stood in the courts of glory. Now he prowls like a lion in ruins. But make no mistake, the dragon is not lost. He is patient, he is ancient, and he is playing a game older than Eden. Revelation 12 speaks of war in heaven, a clash, not of swords, but of realms. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought in his angels. But they prevailed not, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan. It is no metaphor. This war is not a memory. It is a reality, and it has not yet ended. We stand in the in-between, the space between rebellion and retribution. And Satan, knowing he cannot ascend again, has chosen to corrupt what God loves most, man. You might ask, why does Satan target us? Why not the angels who cast him down? Because man was made in the image of God. Because man, lowly dust, was given a destiny that Lucifer was never offered. Redemption, glory, union with God. 1 Corinthians 3 says something astonishing. Do you not know that we will judge angels? Yes, you, if redeemed, are destined to judge the very beings that once ruled the heavens. To the fallen ones, this is unbearable. To Satan, it is blasphemy. This is why he hates you. This is why he tempts you. Because if he can corrupt man, he believes he can collapse the case against himself. If God's image can be defiled, if God's people can be broken, then God's justice might be compromised. So Satan labors not to win but to contaminate the evidence. But God waits, because his justice is not built on emotional retaliation. It is surgical. Imagine a courtroom where the guilty are not only exposed, but willingly display their guilt for all to see, where every act of rebellion is documented not by angels, but by the very hands of the criminal. This is the divine design. Let Satan roam. Let the demons whisper. Let the fallen ones conspire, because all of it is admissible in court. And here, now, in this hour, we stand not as spectators, but as witnesses. Every choice we make becomes part of the narrative. Every temptation resisted, every prayer whispered in the dark, becomes testimony. Ephesians 3:10 unveils a chilling reality, that now, through the church, the manifold wisdom of God should be made known to the rulers and authorities in the heavenly realms. Did you hear that? The church, broken, persecuted, mocked, is God's instrument of cosmic revelation. Through us, He is displaying something to them, to the principalities, to the fallen ones, to the accuser. Every act of faith is like thunder in the heavens. Every act of surrender, a sword in the courtroom. So, no, God does not kill Satan. Not yet, because this is not just punishment. This is theater. This is justice displayed before all creation. The angels watch, the demons rage, and we, the dust of the earth, carry the fire of a testimony they cannot silence. And the enemy knows his time is short, very short. There is a day written in eternity, a day when silence will fall across heaven, when every creature mortal and immortal will stand before the blazing throne of the Ancient of Days. This day is not legend, it is not metaphor, it is already appointed. Revelation 22:10 pulls back the final curtain, and the devil who had deceived them was thrown into the lake of fire and sulfur, where the beast and the false prophet were, and they will be tormented day and night forever and ever. This is not death, this is not annihilation, it is eternal justice, an ongoing sentence that cannot be escaped. And still, even now, God does not kill Satan, because what awaits is worse, not because God delights in torture, but because eternity demands a witness. Here is the final and most dreadful truth. Satan cannot be destroyed because he must be remembered. Every rebellion, every temptation, every betrayal will echo in that lake of fire. He will not vanish. He will testify, without words, of what happens when holiness is abandoned. And the fallen angels, the watchers, the serpents, the unclean, they too will burn with unending awareness, not out of cruelty, but out of cosmic law. Because when a perfect being sins, its punishment must be perfect and perfectly just. This entire mystery hinges not on Satan's power, but on God's nature. God cannot lie. He cannot revoke what He has decreed. He cannot unmake what He made eternal. When God created angelic beings as eternal spirits, He set their course in stone. They do not die. They do not age. They do not pass into non-existence. And when they fell, that eternity did not stop. It turned inward, twisted, frozen in rebellion. That's why God does not kill them, because to kill them would be to violate the very essence of the order He designed. Instead, He binds them, He burns them, He banishes them, but He does not erase them. And here is where it returns to us, because while angels have fallen, they have no redeemer, but we do. Hebrews 2:16 says, "For surely it is not angels He helps, but the descendants of Abraham. You, O dust-born soul, are offered what Satan will never know again, grace. But grace is not cheap. It is blood-bought, it is time-bound, and the courtroom is still in session. The judge is watching, the accuser is raging, and the verdict is coming. So, why does God not kill Satan or the fallen angels? Because He is writing a story of divine justice. Because He is preparing a theater where every being in creation, from the highest seraph to the lowest worm, will see the cost of rebellion and the glory of mercy. Because even Satan, even the dragon, must serve a higher purpose. To be a warning, an eternal monument to every soul who still whispers in pride, "I will ascend, I will be like the Most High." And to all who still have breath, the warning remains: do not follow him, do not side with him, because he is not free, he is not forgotten, he is only awaiting judgment. And on that day, when time itself bows to the King of Kings, every tongue, even his, will confess Jesus Christ is Lord. To the glory of God the Father, fade to black. A pause, then a whisper from Revelation 22:11. Let the one who is unjust be unjust still. Let the one who is holy be holy still. The courtroom is closing. Choose your side. Now, before the fire is forever.